Okay, so what is a theme? We're talking about how to choose a theme, so we'll start with what is a theme. Now, a theme is the visual part that everyone can see, and it's also the part that everyone interacts with. Sometimes called the front end, sometimes called the template. It also includes the actual graphic design, the aesthetics, and it also includes some functionality. We'll talk about that a bit later.
Cool. The first thing you need to do when you're developing a website is to start off with a project plan. So think about your target audience and your competition. Have a look at what people you are trying to target, what is the benefits of the product that you're trying to create the website for. With your competition, look at their websites and look at what keywords they've used. To use Google Analytics and also use keyword search to find what keywords you need to put into your headings, your titles, your copy and your pictures. When you've finally worked out what your target audience is and what your competitors are doing, work out what you can do with your website that will make it better than everybody else's. Then also work out what parts you're going to need help with. Are you going to need help with images, tech, all that sort of thing. Once you've got a nice detailed project plan, you're ready to move on to the next step.
Okay, responsive design. It's very important when choosing a theme. Now, what responsive means, very simply, is it resizes to different devices. And Phil will just show you that. Maybe I'll drive. Do you want me to go? Oh, you're in screen mode, you can't do it. Okay, so they put us in full screen mode. Generally though, if you resize your bottom arrow here in your browser, you drag it to here, that website will shrink and reformat for that different sizes. Now, as more people have iPhones, they have tablets, they have Google goggles, PlayStations, watches, you want your website to be able to adapt to different platforms. So it's essential to, I think in this day and age, to be using responsive themes.
Okay, let's move on to theme functionality. Website functionality is basically something that your website can do. So a slider, so like the images up the front moving across, or an action, so a shopping cart, Facebook feeds, that sort of thing. That's part of your theme. Most standard themes now come with a slider, embedded social media, 4 columns, so you won't need that sort of functionality when you're looking at a theme because they're pretty much basic and across the board now. Premium paid themes from marketplaces and supermarkets, which we'll talk about later, can have SoundCloud interfaces, WooCommerce, MP3 players, Twitter feeds, Facebook feeds, event calendars, all bundled into the one theme. Meaning that you'll have more functionality straight out of the box, less chance of having to do any tech, and a slicker, sexier website. Out of the box functionality might cost more, like around $80, but it will save you time and effort in the long run.
You good?
Oh, next one. Sorry. Customization. Now, if you think you've found the right thing, but it's not perfect, say the font's not working for you or the colours aren't working for you, there's 3 different things that you can do to change your theme. The first one is just choose a theme with a control panel. There's some amazing themes out there now that have control themes, control panels like Modernize. So you can change your font, add different colours, move columns around, and basically have amazing functionality straight out of the box. The second thing you can do is learn code, HTML or CSS. Now that might sound a little bit scary, but if you take the time and be patient, you can get there. Oh my God. Okay, yes, that does look a little bit scary. But yeah, if you learn it, you can eventually get there. The next thing you can do, number 3, is hire a pro. Someone that can come in there and change your font, change your colours, and tweak it a little bit, put your logos up and stuff like that, and organise it for you. Coding is not incredibly hard, so don't be shy. You can get there eventually. The next step is how to choose a theme without getting lost. There are thousands and thousands of themes out there. The first thing I do when I'm looking for a theme is Google it. I type in best responsive themes, 2012, 2013, and I also put in the criteria of what I'm looking for. So if I'm looking for a WordPress website that has a horizontal scrolling theme, I put in horizontal. Google can come up with heaps of audited list for you, and the good thing about it is someone's already reviewed it for you. So you have like the top 10 of 2012. From there, you can narrow down and work out which theme suits your project plan, what we talked about earlier, the best. The next step you can do when looking for a theme is go to wordpress.org. These themes have already been audited and they have a minimum standard. Most of these themes are free. So you can put one in, test it, play with it. If you don't like it, just grab another one and move it over. The next way of getting a theme is go to a supermarket, a theme forest sort of place. Theme Forest has 9,425 themes. The good thing about Theme Forest is you can narrow down your criteria. So you can look at areas, say you're doing an environmental website, they have special themes just for you and you can narrow it down. The other thing is you can look at how many have sold, price, you can narrow it down from there. So a supermarket like Theme Forest is awesome for that sort of thing. If you're going for a specialty theme and you've got a little bit more money to spend, you can go to a theme foundry. Theme foundries like Graph Paper Press are fantastic for artists, photographers, that sort of thing. They have great sliders, big images, you can create layouts and all those sort of designs that artists really like. Don't get lost, Google it to start off with, have a look at the top 10, that sort of thing, move on from there.
I just want to jump back a step. With the Googling of themes, because it's really important for beginners to get right. Because what we're saying here is use Google but use keywords to start shortlisting. So words you might like are best, free, responsive, and then jump through and there'll be someone here that's done all the work for you. Scroll that up. So that means that they would have reviewed heaps of themes for you. They probably know more about this stuff than you. And then you can follow their advice. They've done all the work of installing it. You may also go through a heap of these, we call them curators. So there might be, you might look at 10 pages of the top 10 themes. You'll start to get an idea. That really helps you because somebody else is doing the hard work of going through all the theme directories, all the theme markets, etc. So I just wanted to make sure we got that point because that's really the first step, is Google it, but use your keywords. All right, so now that you've found your you've shortlisted your themes. So you've shortlisted your themes. So usually what we'll do is we'll shortlist about 5 themes. And so here's how you get to the nitty-gritty of which theme do I choose from them 5. So it's things you need to look for. It's documentation. You're going to have to learn how to use this theme. Each theme, all the themes are quite different. So you will learn how to use it in your specific context. So if there's no documentation, then that's no good. Also support. Does the community give support? So if you're stuck or there's something that doesn't make sense, can you get help? That's really important, especially for beginners and community. So if they're a free open source theme, you're looking to have a community around it. And the community is what will give you support. The community will also be working and updating it long term. This is really important because you don't want to install a theme and invest all this time and effort into it. 6 months later, there's a hack, a vulnerability, and then there's no way to update it, and you sort of have to change themes. So you want to forward think, will this theme be looked after into the future? The other thing is, if you're buying a commercial theme, do they have a healthy business model? Same reason. In 6 months, if they go broke and there's a vulnerability, are you sitting there having to change theme? So you want to sort of look, if it's a commercial theme, are they making money? And you want to say yes. Then, if you're a bit more advanced, we'll actually audit the code base. We'll do a quick audit. So if you can't do that, then sort of skip that step. But if you're a little bit more geeky, you actually start looking at some technical aspects. And then the final thing is look at the demos. Play with them. Look at them on different devices. Look at them on a phone. Look at them on a tablet. And make sure that it works in different platforms how you like. Okay, so now we've worked out how to some of the things about themes, how to find them, how to shortlist them. And so now I'm going to talk about the future of themes, like where are themes heading? And I've spotted two major trends for themes. The first one is the drop and drag interface. So this is more suited to beginners or for medium people. And basically, you get rid of the code. So it gives you an interface where you can drag and drop your columns, your layout, your colors, your fonts. So this is really about sacking the developers, getting rid of the developers out of the context. You may see websites like Wix or Squareweave. I see that WordPress in one direction will merge into those sort of tools and really be much more accessible to beginners. The problem with that is you get a lot of beginners with really bad communication. So I urge, if you are going to be using these tools, is to learn about communication and good communication. The other trend that I see is hyper-specialization. Now this theme, GeoThemes, is a mapping theme, but it's much more than that. If you wanted to build an app or website based on mapping, so you might have, favourite cafes in the area, this out of the box has heaps of tools already integrated, already working, so you plug that in. This is more for the technical people. However, for me to build out our plugins, I'm going to need multiple plugins. I'm going to have to integrate that within the theme. There's going to be a fair bit of dev work. This is straight out of the box, working. Okay, we hope that you enjoyed this presentation as much as us. I'm just going to use a little bit just to introduce some projects that we're working on. We've got a project called Collaboratory Apprentice. And we're going to be training up some digital change makers in WordPress skills, a very intensive program. So if any of you guys out there know of anyone that wants to learn intensive mentoring program of WordPress, it's all free, apply. And we're also doing a press jam, which is getting launched. Here's going to be around about August, and it's going to be a big WordPress co-working fun event. So everyone's welcome to apply for that as well.